No one likes getting lost, and in London, thanks to the way the city is laid out, as a pedestrian, it's notoriously easy to do.
I mean, this city was built 400 or 500 years ago, so the roads are very narrow and there are lots of other sort of side streets.
Landmarks are hard to see, roads often aren't straight, and making matters worse, in central London alone, there are over 32 different signage systems, each using different colours, designs and fonts.
Too many signs, too much information is more confusing in some cases than not enough information.
So what if people are getting a bit lost, a bit confused? Who cares? Well, shopkeepers for one, because 200 million people visit the West End each year, spending almost $8 billion. And
if they're spending time worrying about their map, trying to get around, they're not going to spend money and use their wallets and their purses to spend in our stores.
Which is where wayfinding comes in.
It's the science of getting somebody who presumably has no knowledge of a building or a space, getting them on their desired route from A to B with a minimum of inconvenience.
And that's why the city is spending millions on this wayfinding project, setting up simple, consistent signage in a pilot scheme that will hopefully spread across the entire city.
It's gone extraordinarily well, really positive feedback, not just from those using it, but actually from the shops who have benefited from seeing more customers come through their door.
In fact, wayfinding exists in many forms. These 3D signs in a Melbourne retail centre car park are designed to ensure customers' final impression of their visit isn't one of annoyance and anxiety as they try to find their way out. Meanwhile, if you walk around any big store, there's a very good chance you'll be exposed to more subtle types of wayfinding, where colours, design and layout are used to gently guide consumers.
All the areas have different colours so people know where to go and actually shop those areas.
Kind of get into the psychology of colours, which colours welcome people, which colours repel people. Good legible fonts.
And while certain forms of wayfinding are designed to get people from A to B quickly, others most certainly aren't.
What we're trying to do to the customers is actually make them dwell longer in a HMV store.
Understandably now, the manager of a shopping centre says, well, actually, we don't want people to get around too quick, and we don't want them to know exactly. There has to be a sense of discovery about the wayfinding.
Before we had lots of straight lines so they could perhaps get to where they wanted to go quicker, whereas now they have to wind around a little bit.
That's right, yeah. It's basically, it's all about dwell time. It's actually so people actually shop the store.
Back out on the street, meanwhile, it's hoped a good wayfinding system will break a rather bad habit London's pedestrians have picked up over the years, using one particular map to navigate above ground.
Tube map.
For me, tube map. For him, Google Map.
The tube lines, occasionally, but I know that it's not representative.
In fact, a recent survey showed nearly half of pedestrians use the tube map above ground.
It's very good for travelling on the tube, and it's absolutely no good for travelling above ground. It doesn't tell you how far it is, it doesn't tell you what direction it is.
And people also end up on the tube for no reason.
What happens is that people actually do go underground to make journeys that there's no point going underground for.
Getting people off the underground won't only mean shops will see more customers, but it will also help fight obesity, is environmentally friendly and will take pressure off the transport system. All that will save the city money, because whether out on the street or inside the store, when wayfinding is done well, it most certainly works.
Certain areas of the store have certainly seen massive increases, and what we're finding is people actually dwelling longer in the store and actually buying more.
Dwelling a lot longer, a few minutes longer?
A lot longer.
We've had nothing but positive feedback to date with the scheme.
Which, in a city where people make 15 million trips every day by foot, it's got to be a good sign.